Hello, beautiful people. So I'm going to just start off right at the top. I am here at home. You may hear my grandchild in the background, but that's okay. I am coming on without makeup. I am coming on without some of the things that I may usually put on, whatever. But I got my hair on. Anyway, my name is Valerie C. Thompson. I was created to encourage, inspire, and uplift. It is what I do. And I really feel moved to be on today because I feel like the Spirit is speaking to me, just like the Spirit is speaking to you. Now, I posted something in my group, setting the captives free or setting the captives free, right? And that question was, when was the last time you told yourself you were proud of yourself? So I thank God for Corinne and Patience who responded, excuse me, and they just prompted me to think about some things and prompted me to get on and do a live that I'm also going to share on YouTube and my page, Valerie the Encourager, because here's the truth. Healing is so necessary on this journey. And again, I feel like there's so many layers of healing. At least I know I'm speaking for myself because I know I got some more healing to do while I'm here. But look, what I was thinking about was in your acknowledgement of your trauma, like saying you're proud of yourself, right? We should do that daily because what I thought about was all of the stuff that I have been through. The word of God says, consider it pure joy when we face trials and tribulations of many kinds because it develops our character. It gives us the perseverance to keep on keeping on. Oh, I was looking for my glasses, but I guess I don't need them. Anyway, because I know it looks like when I smile, you can't see me, but my eyes are open or you can't see my eyes. So those trials and tribulations that we endure make us who we are. Like, had I not gone through some things, I wouldn't be who I am. My name Valerie means a woman of strength, and I also know it means a woman of courage and power, and woman of integrity, and woman of worth, and woman of self-esteem, and all this good stuff. So have you ever wrote down all of the things you have been through with a timeline? Because it's something about writing it down and really looking at it and then thanking God, like, oh my gosh, you brought me through. So let me give you an example. And I think I've probably put this in some books or something else. I know I've shared it before on the prayer line that I'm on, Declare Victory. But listen for a minute. I probably don't get the years right, but so one of the things I want to say, while I was yet in my mother's womb, up until the age of 15, experienced the trauma of being around domestic violence. That's huge. So that's number one. Number two, how old was I probably at about the age of 3 or 4, I was hit by a van, a drunk driver, right in my neighborhood, outside playing with the neighbor back in the day, growing up in Daly City, California, playing with the kids, playing whatever. So I was hit by a drunk driver. That's at the age of 3 or 4. That's trauma. And I'm gonna tell you how the enemy moves and works. So because I was hit, right? So as a child, I grew up, I had to have an afro because basically when I flew in the air, and I'm sharing this because it affected me with my self-esteem issues. So if you look closely, I have a line right here. And my hair has not always been full here. So basically, my skin was pulled back, and I had to get it sewn, obviously stitched back together, and then I had to wear an afro in kindergarten. So it's probably talked about as well. My lip is a little bigger on one side, keloid. Now, many Black people keloid. I haven't done the research as to why, but we do. But as a child, I was teased. So between the line here and the lip here, which I know I'm still beautiful. As a child, those are insecurities. So I was always talked about. Okay, so that kept me for a long time. I wouldn't even wear my hair back. And then when you looked at me and you were like not looking at my eyes, you might have got an evil look because I'm like, look at my eyes, stop looking at my lines, stop looking at my lip. And then children used to talk about me. So again, set up that way. So writing that out, hit by a van at the age of 3 or 4, and thank God I lived. Right. So hit by a van. Then around, and I don't remember the age, but around the ages, I think 7 or 8, I was touched sexually by by someone that was close to the family. And God has resolved that, like the way God brought that full circle. It could only been God. She's dear and close to my heart. We are sisters in Christ, and I love her and she loves me, and I thank God for that. Okay, so that bam. What else happened? What else happened? At the age of 12, my father walked out of my life, and I did not see him again until I was about 15. Then when he came back, um, he died in our house. Okay, I didn't find him. My great grandmother did, but that's a lot. Okay, um, and on top of all of this, and I'm very transparent because I'm totally free. At the age of 13, I became pregnant. At the age of 13, probably 14 and 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, I'm just being really serious here. I had abortions. And so I'm sharing this because I was so lost as a child. That's trauma. But now I'm using I'm promiscuous and I'm using birth control, um, getting abortions. Like that's not okay. That's murder, right? And I'm sharing this because I've done work and I've asked for forgiveness, and I know that God has healed me from that. But so many young girls are still doing it, right? Trauma. Now all of this, right? Um, then, and I'm sure that there's some more. I went to jail at the age of 18 for using a stolen credit card. I share this because I'm not the only one, but that's trauma, drama, and that wasn't for me. That wasn't my life. So I'm saying all this, and there's probably a whole lot more. And then, of course, getting married and being in a relationship that was toxic and narcissistic and all of that other stuff, drama. When you don't know who you are and whose you are, you're in this. But I'm sharing this with you because if you take the time to write out everything that you have been through, and then if you look at it and you acknowledge it, and you know that the only reason why you are alive, well, and active today is because God kept you. Because when I say I should have, could have, would have been dead, raped, put into sex trafficking, been a drug addict, or hooked on alcohol, I'm none of that because that wasn't for me, and I thank God for that. Right? Um, I'm very grateful to be here. But I also know that I'm at a point in my life where I can look at myself naked from top to bottom, inside and out, like I'm showing up right here today, now naked, naked, naked in my truth, because I'm free. I am so proud of myself for overcoming all of that. Now, let me tell you, my story is not your story. Your story is not my story. And Lord knows that some of you have been through plenty of things more so than I have ever been through. But to be able to look in the mirror, to be able to be live right here today, what is it, March 16th, 2021, and love the hell out of me, some Valerie C. Thompson. I couldn't say that before. So I'm grateful and I'm thankful. And I'm sure I've missed some other things that I've been through, but those things will probably be coming out in the book. I just wanted to say that be proud of yourself today. Be proud of who you are. God has raised you up from a dark place. God has raised you up from the depths of your soul, from those places where you were trying to hide, from those places where you felt shame, from those places where you felt guilt, from those places where you felt like you couldn't be free, from those places where you thought, oh my God, nobody's ever going to know because I got to live this lie. You are free today. Walk in your truth. It's okay. I'm a living example. Um, I'm grateful. I am healthy. I can see, taste, touch, smell, hear. My mind is right. I am able and capable and have the capacity to do everything that God has called me to do and to be everyone, or not everyone. Now I have multiple personalities now, to be the person that God has called me to be. And I smile and I have joy because the joy of the Lord is my strength. And that's what I wanted to share today. Um, Acknowledge the trauma that you've been through, but understand that it's so important to heal that trauma so that it doesn't turn into adult drama. And then guess what? It passes down to your children. So acknowledge those things, see where you need to heal, write out the stuff that you've been through, and really recognize what it is that you feel when you write it out, what comes up for you, and deal with that. Because We are here to set the captive free in our minds. That little girl that has held you back and held you down, that little boy that has held you back and held you down because of the trauma that he or she has been through, they're free. They're free now. They're free now. It's time to acknowledge. It's time to say, I am proud of me. It's time to be proud and stand up and walk in it. Fix your crown. It ain't crooked no more. It's straight. Fix your crown and move in purpose, on purpose for God's huge purpose, because life is beautiful. When I tell you I am so happy and excited about my life on this day, I'm not lying to you. Like, it's my truth. And it was a long time before I could say that. I'm very excited. I'm hopeful. I'm walking in faith. Faith is being sure of what I hope for and certain of what I do not yet see. I know that God's plans are to prosper me, not to harm me, plans to give me hope for an amazing future. I know that I am a child of God. I know that I am here to encourage, inspire, and uplift in whatever way the Holy Spirit allows me to share that and do that. I am here. I know that my health is my wealth. I know that I'm going, growing, and flowing. I know that I am unstoppable. I know that God has forgiven me. I know that I am free. I know that it doesn't matter what I've been through, because God has brought me through and to. I am here today to be a light. I am here today to speak my truth and encourage you to do the same. Show up and be who God has called you to be, but remember, acknowledge it, be proud of yourself, and say it. Look in the mirror and say, I am proud of me. I am proud of myself. I love you. God bless you. And remember, again, own your truth, move in purpose, on purpose for God's huge purpose, because God has something awesome and amazing for you to share with the masses. Believe that. We'll chat soon.